Oh my God, it's just a jungle.
We've been travelling away from the homestead for a few days after lots of rain. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to check out our journey on our homestead, our travels, and any property videos that we might find along our way. The cherries were out and the birds were singing.
So this is what our main veg beds look like. You can't really see them, can you? We've been away for a few days, about 10 days from the land. We've been taking advantage of lots of rain to do some travelling and do other things. So we knew we'd come back to this jungle. But in this first patch, it's the end of the broad beans. So I'm going to just pull up all the broad beans and some of these beautiful flowers and see if we've got any broad beans worth saving from them. Some of them might be for seed for next year. And then this is going to be a new plot for planting other things. And here's this bed weeded, ready to be planted. Now, you might see my other videos where I do love weeds, but sometimes you need to pull them up, make space for other things. But what I'll do is once I've got this planted up, I'll be putting these weeds back around the plants to hold the moisture in. We've got lots more rain forecast, so I probably won't put the mulch around until that's finished. So, really good. I've got some tomatoes and some melons. It's not a good time to start buying starts or plugs because it's really come to the end of the season here. But because we were so behind on other things, you might have seen I fractured this ankle a while back, so that has put us back quite a bit. Obviously I can't do any strimming and I haven't been able to do quite as much. You can see some of the other videos if you want to see how that's affected us. But anyway, I'm moving about a bit better now, so I'm hoping to get a few things in the ground, and we want to find a good place to get some more starts so we can just jump start our garden. And then the next thing, which will be a video in a week or two, probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks, is I'm going to sort out the watering system for this area, so then we can leave it when we need to go away. So let's get these in. So I use my trusty crowbar, brilliant tool for putting these plugs in. Make the holes really deep and pop the plugs in really easily and quite deep to the ground. They'll be getting some water from roots straight away. Obviously I will water them. So this bed, I've planted things quite close together, and I will do in this bed. I've got high hopes for it. It's had lots of organic matter rotting down for over a year now, and you can watch some of my no-dig videos. I'm not a no-dig die-hard born-again no-digger, but I don't like digging, so I generally use no-dig methods. This has had lots and lots of organic matter put on it, olive leaves, everything, everything that we trimmed from last year around here, all sorts of things, and it's building up the soil very nicely. And we don't actually use any animal manure or anything like that on here, so we are up against it, so we need to keep putting on organic matter continually. But I've got high hopes for this. I'm going to irrigate it as well this year, so I think that planting close together will be okay. I'll also be putting a lot of my nettle tea and my comfrey tea. Watch the video about making comfrey tea and nettle tea. So to further fertilise this bed, to give it what it needs to produce. And as well as that, I've had beans on here, and beans are nitrogen fixers. So I had the broad beans that were over there, and I left quite a lot of the roots in, so they'll break down as well, and the little nodules of captured nitrogen will be close to the top of the soil for the plants to get hold of. So yeah, that's hopefully this bed's going to do all right. It's a bit behind. I would have liked to have had this full long before all of this rain, but it has made it very easy to weed actually and to plant things, and hopefully everything will catch up. So I've got in here some tomatoes and some melons, and we'll just see how they get on. This tray that we've got for these plants had completely dried out, but actually a lot of the plants have survived. And what I'm amazed about is these tomato seeds have come up, which I really didn't expect. So yeah, that's a nice little bonus. And then over here you can see the tomatoes are just doing so well, considering they're in a greenhouse and they haven't been watered for 10 days. It's amazing. So I planted the pumpkins and squash and courgettes that survived not being watered for ages in the greenhouse. They've just about managed to survive, so I've given them their freedom and they're along the edge of this bed, and they'll annoyingly, the idea is they'll annoyingly just sort of scatter across paths, but I might even run them up the greenhouse. That might be a good idea. Yeah. Anyway, so that's if they go well, then that's what I'll do with those. But what I love is, I wasn't going to expect to find this. It's a little mini oak tree, baby oak tree. So I'm going to leave that because it'd be quite nice to have an oak tree growing here, I think. Oh, the sun's gone in for a minute. That's nice. A bit of relief, a bit cooler. So this bed, look at this bed. Oh my God, it's just a jungle. But we have got lots of this fat hen that's coming up. It doesn't grow as sort of leafy as it did in my allotment in the UK, but it's edible, and it's another edible sort of plant. You can even use these seeds as a sort of quinoa. It's not to my taste, it's a bit bland, but you know, yeah, it can be added to other foods. So yeah, you know, it's a foodstuff, a foraged foodstuff worth knowing about. But in here, well, tell you what, I've just got to get in there, haven't I, and pull up what I don't want and see what I can find. I think there's some gems in here. So let's see what's in the boat bed. See how far I get today. So I told you there'd be some gems in there. So that's the strawberry bed. There's quite a few strawberries in there, hidden from the birds, so I'll get some of them. A few have gone rotten because didn't get there in time, but hey ho, it's the way to go. Also got some chickpeas. First time I've ever grown those. There we go. A couple of those came up. Put them in winter, and I didn't expect to see any, but a few have come up. Left this lovely flower. Bit of a rubbish gardener me, because I do like flowers and weeds. So I do leave them in where I see them, so I can enjoy them for longer. Now, I've got to pick these strawberries, and then the next job is really a sort of a mission to just cut back all of these docks that are in seed, because I don't really want all of that seed to scatter over this veg bed, and that'll be the first thing I do. I'll just go around and clip all of those out, get them out. The weeds are actually quite good at hiding the plants from the sun, keeping them a bit sheltered, keeping the moisture in, and hiding some of the things you don't want the birds to get. So, you know, weeds, like I say, weeds are good, but this does need a serious weeding, and whether I'll get it all done today, I don't know. Anyway, let's see how I get on. There you go. I have now made some inroads into the boat bed. I've discovered some things. I have discovered that the garlic has started going to seed, so it's not going to be big, nice, juicy garlic like last year. It's going to be little bits, but hey ho, it's just the way it goes sometimes. But the leeks look okay, the carrots are coming through, and yeah, you know, everything's not as bad as I thought. Look at that canna lily. Can you see that? That's just loving it. Survived the winter. It's coming back up. So yeah, good job today. I discovered the strawberries. Got some peas for next year because they're a bit far gone. Got some nice fresh peas. Got some lettuce and leaves and onions and garlic and parsnips and a few carrots. These are amazing. However, because of all that rain, they have split. So these will be processed and made into jam or something, I think. Good haul today.